Hello and welcome to Ule Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aries. If Aries is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have the Two of Swords, which has everything to do with peace. Finding a little bit of peace. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have going on in these tea leaves. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So we have a crane. And so here, first I want to point out the crane. We have the crane here, and we're going to get back to that beautiful, beautiful bird right there in just a minute. I want to look at this one because it gave me such a strong vibe. We have the face right here. Here's the nose, kind of a beard, arm up, kind of open as though, like you're going to give somebody a hug. And it reminds me of a father figure. We also have another face here that's also bearded. So it kind of almost looks like a repeat of the same person. And then we have a person over here with their arms open and kind of running towards this figure to give them a hug. And maybe even another person here, another child possibly. But I do feel like there is a sense of your father figure or maybe grandfather, a important person who you maybe think of as a role model or they were a caretaker for you. They're important, okay? And they've been on your mind. And I think there's just this a real sense of this being one of the main people in your life who have taught you how to love and to love hard. This is somebody who, no matter what kind of little trouble that you got in or, whatever was going on in your life, if they were busy, if they had, 2 jobs, if the world was on their shoulders, the moment that they saw you and maybe your sibling, where did they go? Let me look right here. They were in full dad mode. Okay. Very supportive, loving, just absolutely who you needed in the moment, always, right? And, if something was going good, this is who you wanted to call. If something was going bad, this is who you wanted to call. If you needed to ask them something, how do I change my tire on my car? Hopefully they taught you that before you had to call. But you know what I mean? You call them and they were definitely the one to help you through the situation. And so, I'm wondering what's going on that there's so much on your mind. I feel like there's a real sense of being sentimental here. And I wonder if maybe they have transitioned, or maybe it is that you are living apart, in different towns or different states, different countries, whatever it is. It feels like you don't get to see them as often as you want to. and there is a sense of missing them. But I think that this is a relationship that really, I'm thinking it's like mom, also a loving person, but that's where you kind of got your courage from, because mom was nobody to mess with, right? Mom was the one that, kind of helped prepare you for finding your way in life. Dad was the place that felt, safe. And I mean, mom as well, I hope, hopefully. But dad was the real kind of, warm person in your life, and fun too, I think. So I feel like there's this sense of these aspects of his guidance, of his love, they come up in your personality, how you live so clearly. I think that you are somebody that, you're there for a lot of people, especially the ones that are close to you. You like to help. You like to be of service. You like to help people feel safe, and like you create a space for them to, say how they feel, to express themselves without judgment. And this could be that, you are helping save somebody. And I really do mean that. And maybe this has happened, throughout your life, is that, people who are going through it in one way or another, they, feel like they can't be themselves, or maybe their family has rejected them, or, whatever it is. You are that compassionate person, that empathetic person, that bright shining light, a protector, and you absolutely, are somebody that I think that people feel this way. The way that you feel about your dad is how people feel about you. And it's not just your kids, right? I think that this is other people in the community, within your family, whatever it is, friends, acquaintances. And I don't know if you know that, I think you have some idea, but I don't think you realize how rare somebody like you is. So often people go into this, facade of being a person who is supportive and loving, and I don't judge, and whatever. But there's always an exchange that must happen, right? They expect something, or it's kind of, they wear it as a badge, right? What was that thing they used to say, virtue signaling, or I think that's what it's called. And this isn't you. You're just a good person. You're just a good old-fashioned good person, and that is a most lovely, lovely energy. Yeah, and it's rare. You don't meet people like that too often. So we also have a big eye right here, and we have, it looks like a cow. We have some antlers. Oh, I see. Okay. It looks like a little house, kind of a hut. And then it looks like we have a wolf right here in human clothes. And then we have a 3 and a 0, 30. And it looks like we have a person standing here. Their arms are raised. Their head is right here. Kind of, I feel like this very protective energy. You are protecting your peace. I mean, absolutely. You are all about keeping the peace here. And you're going to do whatever you have to do. And I feel, like run people off if you have to. We also have a cat. You can see the ears here and the eyes and the little mouth and the big body right here. Looks like Pudgy. So I feel like there is this sense of really being kind of vigilant about setting boundaries, not allowing any kind of somebody who is really trying to deceive, come around, trying to get something out of you, or even just come in to kind of try to, I almost feel like, take over the situation, just, and have you, I mean, maybe you haven't, but hopefully not. I feel like we've all had friends like this though. You make a friend with somebody and they immediately try to dominate everything, every conversation, everything you do, how everything is kind of curated to the way they want people to, look at their life and if you don't fit into that, or if you don't play along with, then there's trouble. So definitely not having that energy. No Aries is going to put up with that. So I just feel like you have this clarity, the big eye, the clarity there. Now we also have the cow. So this is another sign of peace, and it is also that mother goddess archetype. We have Hathor, right? And so protective, nurturing, loving, and all of these things can be applied to you, of course. And what else do we have? We had that cat. Well, the cat obviously is independent. They do what they do. They do what they want. And that's an Aries if I ever knew one, which I do. My best friend is an Aries. And she's like the coolest. So we've been friends since we were in middle school. So yeah, very, very independent. And but also super loving, right? Very loving. And so, let's see, we also have an A right here. So there maybe is a little A name in here somewhere. We have the 22, okay? We have 50, so 50. We had a 30, 22, and 50. Those are the numbers I've seen. We have the A. We also have a T right here. Okay. TT is banging on the door. My door is open. It's open. She can walk right in. She just likes to shake it. She's asserting her dominance. She's letting me know. I run this house. That's okay. I have no pride to to argue with her. She does. Okay, so we also have that beautiful crane. The crane is one of the beautiful lake birds. And actually, I don't know. They're not called lake birds. I think lake birds are like ducks and things like that. But I see them in lakes, so I think of them as lake birds. But I do equate them to contemplation, serenity, the ability to kind of just be in the moment. If you've ever watched any of these birds, cranes or heron, I couldn't think of the storks or any of the tall birds. There are a lot of times you can see them kind of in the like wetlands of like a lake or in the marshes and things like that. And they will just stand out there. They just stand and hang out, and they're, waiting for their fish and enjoying, usually, hopefully, the little bit of sun on their back. And it's always such a beautiful and peaceful sight. Well, you know, it is that contemplation. Also the postures they're hitting, you know, very good for your core. So, yes, a beautiful time of also giving yourself that room to kind of go inside and maybe think some things over, you know, start to consider, what is the now, what is the next. Oh, and also we had those antlers. Where did they go? Where did you go? They're up here, right here. So we have the antlers, and for me, absolutely makes me think of the wilderness gods, Pan, Bacchus, Dionysus, the green man, I can't remember, the horned one. There's a lot of them. But yes, a sense of being really interconnected with the earth energy right now. Now we're reading for kind of an air energy, but I feel like there is an earthiness as well. And I feel like really, really feet planted on the ground, head in the sky, daydreaming. And I just feel like there is a dreamy quality to life right now for you. And I'm thinking, I keep thinking of, for some reason, like hedges, maybe in like in a garden, but I feel like there is a sense of, maybe when you were young, going to a place where there were these beautiful hedges and kind of, you know, like hiding on the side of them and kind of watching everybody else do the things that they do. And I'm trying to suss this out. What does this mean? I feel like you've always had an interest in watching people like work and go about their business in very like candid moments, you know, almost not like full voyeurism, but yeah, like I think that they're really wanting to experience what people are like without interfering, right? And not interested in getting involved in the thing, but just wondering, you know, what is their life like? What you know, what is their family like? What was their childhood like? You know, all these kinds of things. But just kind of watching and seeing how people behave when they feel like nobody is watching them. And I feel like this is a kind of curiosity that has followed you through life. And I don't think that it's not that you're nosy, but you just like to watch. And the hedge, I don't know what that is. It just feels like I can almost feel standing next to it. And it's like you don't want to get too close because it's kind of spiky. If you've ever felt, and what is that stuff called? I think it's like the juniper bushes. They look pretty and like they wouldn't hurt, but you touch them and they're sharp. They're very sharp. But yeah, I don't know why that's coming through so much. But I think that you've learned so much about people this way because you pay attention. You're really good at seeing things that other people miss. You're definitely one of those people you can can like watch like a show or something, like one of those murder mystery, true crime type of things, and you already know before they even, like, they can get like 3 minutes in and you're like, okay, I already figured this out. You saw all the little clues. and yeah, I think well, that doesn't surprise me. And I think this about Aries people too, is that you all are very creative. You come from a place that is almost a little bit surreal. You experience reality differently. It's almost kind of romantic, but it can be also, and it's not that it's dark, but you understand the grittiness of life. You understand the harshness, the trouble, but you also understand the blessings in the troubles. And so you are a very down-to-earth person. Definitely. An observant. And you can put that into your art, into your creativity. Okay, so we have a plane. So I feel like there is a sense of travel here. A little bit of travel, maybe not by a plane, but movement, right? You might be going on a little trip, maybe for the weekend. Maybe it's a little bit bigger than that. I see a person carrying a basket. We also have a snake. We have some birds. So I almost wonder if you are going to maybe going back home, but almost I feel like you're traveling with maybe family to a place that maybe like your grandparents grew up there, or maybe it's a place that you all as a family have been going to for generations. But it is a sense of like looking for a deeper understanding of your maybe ancestry, your culture, something. And I feel like there is a kind of a disconnect there. Maybe like a sense of where the older generations of your family were very involved in their cultures of origin. There maybe has been lost to time some of the traditions and the stories and the lifestyle and this kind of homogenized quality of our beautiful postmodern world, which I am a fan of. And also, I'm a child of diaspora. My family is Choctaw and also and Slavic as well. And I feel very disconnected from my cultures. Even though I know some about them from my family, I don't know. I think a lot of us don't know where we belong in things, right? And you maybe don't even lament that until you get older. You might start to begin to wonder, and maybe it is that you are communing with your ancestors. They are making themselves very apparent in your life, and you want to have that connection. So of course, there are huge movements of people, doing genealogy and and recording the stories of their families, which in my earlier readings, I used to talk about this a lot, is when you feel so impassioned to go and get the stories of your family, from your parents, from your grandparents, from, you know, whatever extended family, you know, go and write those things down, record them, so that there is a record of their experience. Because that stuff, and I know this from my own experience, my parents died when I was 11 and 12, and on my dad's side, most of the family is gone, you know, and we don't know that much. Those of us who still talk to each other, which is really just my sister and I and the kids, her kids, and we don't know that much about, you know, our lives, or our family's lives, broad strokes. And that's hard, you know, it's hard because there's nobody to ask. And so, you know, I grew up with my dad's mom and her mother, my great-grandmother, and they used to tell me stories and stuff, but I can't recall a lot of that stuff. So, you know, if you have the chance and you have the will, go and do it. You know, go take some time. Even if you're not somebody who's super sentimental about these things, you might be one day, but there might be people in your family, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, they might want to know, you know. And we do. We have the technology at our fingertips to do all of this now. So I always like to say that, you know, whenever I think of it, I used to talk about it more often because it really was resonating with me at that time. And so, yeah, I definitely, and if you've done something like this, or if you're interested in doing this, I'd love to hear about your experience or how you're planning to go about this project, and kind of what you'll do with it, you know, what medium, and how will you archive it, and all that kind of thing. All right, let's go ahead and look at these Indigo Sage affirmation cards. These are the Air Element deck. And we will just go ahead and flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay. And it says, you are deeply loved. Be silently present with old trees. Earth has magical energy for your healing. I had this one, I think last night or the night before. And it spoke to me because I love having my tree friends. I have friends that are trees all over the place. I still think about the trees of my childhood. Hopefully they're still out there thriving. You know, whenever there is a tree that I am beloved with, I never stop thinking about it. And yeah, so anyways, go out there and talk to your trees. Go ask them their stories. I bet they have some good ones. All right, Aries, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. And other than that, I'm just going to tell you I love you. Take care of yourself. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We're getting into the end of the week here. I don't even know what day it is. It's probably Tuesday. I'm like, oh, it's almost over. It's Wednesday. Couple days, or tomorrow it will be Thursday. So when this comes out, we'll be closer. All right. So I love you. Take care of yourself. Good night, good night, good night. We'll talk soon. Oh, I did it again. I gotta hit a different button now. Okay, where are you? Shout out to my husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot. He changed some of the equipment for my new studio. We're not moved in yet, but I'm getting used to the new equipment. So, anyways, I have to figure out where the buttons are. All right, for real this time. Good night.